Today we're going to show you how to lay floor tiles. Ceramic, porcelain and quarry tiles make really nice surfaces in kitchens, bathrooms, hallways and conservatories. They're tough and hard wearing, yet surprisingly easy to maintain. You can fix hard tiles onto both concrete and wooden floors and even on top of existing floor tiles, but the surface must be in good condition and correctly prepared. It needs to be even and flat and the correct adhesive must be used. For advice on how to achieve this, see our films How to Level a Wood Floor and How to Level a Concrete Floor. We're going to show you how to tile onto a concrete floor. We need to prepare the floor surface in accordance with the adhesive manufacturer's requirements. We'll be using this ready mixed adhesive and grout. The floor must be dry and free from damp. If you've had other tiles such as vinyl tiles, carpet tiles or sheet flooring previously, you need to remove any old adhesive with a scraper before you get going. To test for dampness, place a piece of polythene approximately 1 square metre in size onto the floor and seal around the edge using adhesive tape. Leave it overnight. Any trace of moisture underneath the polythene indicates dampness, which must be rectified before the floor is tiled. If the floor surface is dusty, it will need to be primed with diluted PVA adhesive. Always read the manufacturer's instructions before applying and make sure you allow it to dry fully.
If the floor surface needs to be primed, try to do this the night before you plan to do the tiling to avoid delays while the primer dries.
To work out how many packs of tiles you need to cover the area, simply measure the length and the breadth of your floor in metres and multiply the two numbers together to give you the area in square metres. If you have alcoves, then measure these areas separately and add them onto the main area you've measured. Once you've worked out the area, add on roughly 10% to account for wastage and breakages when you get to cutting your tiles. Most tile manufacturers state on the packaging how many square metres a box of tiles will cover. So once you work out your floor area, you can work out how many boxes you need. Rooms aren't always square, and some walls may have some dips and bumps, so it's not a good idea to start tiling at the edge of the room. It's always best to start laying your tiles from the middle, nice and square to any fixed items like these kitchen units, and tile outwards towards the walls. And to get this starting position exactly right, you're going to need to do a little bit more measuring using a chalk line. First, using a tape measure, find the midpoint of each facing wall or the kitchen base units and the facing wall. Then, using your chalk line, draw a straight line from one side to the other. Measure the midpoint of this line. This gives you the exact centre of the area to be tiled. To lay the tiles neatly and squarely, you need to find a perfect right angle at this point, so you can align your tiles accurately. So, to get a perfectly square 90-degree line across from this point, you need a nifty little trick. And to do it, you'll need a length of string and a pencil tied to the end of it. Get someone to help you by holding the string about 2/3 of its length at the exact midpoint you've already found and use the pencil to draw a circle around it. Now have your helper move to a point on your line where the circle crosses it. Now extend the string fully. Holding one end of the new spot, draw an arc at about 45 degrees on either side of the line. Repeat this at the other point where the circle crosses the centre line. What you will now have is 2 points where the new arcs cross, one on each side of the centre line. If you draw a line between these lines, it should be at exactly 90 degrees. Now you know exactly where the centre of the room is and you have the perfect right angle, you can start working out the arrangement of your tiles. Lay out a row of tiles in each direction from the centre point. Now check that the layout doesn't result in difficult cuts and awkward corners that could be avoided. Otherwise, it might make your job harder and the final result may not look as nice. If there are any to be avoided, adjust the layout accordingly.